Alright team, welcome back to another video. Hope you're all well. Something slightly different today. Last week, I was very fortunate enough to go and watch the Manchester derby. Man United against Man City. I say fortunate, as a Man United fan, I didn't enjoy it too much. But what I thought I might do is use the opportunity to have a look at how the pros are doing their warm-up before a game. I've shown you on this channel my warm-up, how I warm up before matches, but I thought we'd take a deeper look at Andre Onana and how he warms up before Premier League matches. So I got to Old Trafford a little bit early and I filmed Andre Onana's warm-up, and this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the full warm-up, I'm going to break it down a little bit, give you a little bit of insight into what he's focusing on in each action before the game, and hopefully that can give you guys some ideas if you're looking to improve your own warm-up before matches as well. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, helps us out loads. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let's jump straight in with Andre Onana's pre-match warm-up. So the very beginning of the warm-up, I didn't get there in time, but that is normally just a little bit of jogging, some dynamic stretches, maybe a few little passes, that kind of thing. But the main body of the warm-up started with these exercises. And this is just very, very simple, straight volleys. Just warming your hands up, getting used to the contact with the ball. Onana is working with one of the goalkeeper coaches. As you can see, Tom Heaton and Bayande, the other goalkeepers, are working off to the side with one of the other goalies. But Onana here is just focusing on warming his hands up, getting into the warm-up nice and easy, no pressure, no stress. And one thing you will notice with Andre Onana's warm-up is he's very relaxed. He takes a lot of time between exercises and takes it nice and easy. So after a little bit of volleys and half volleys, Onana moves straight into crosses, which I found quite interesting. For my warm-up, crosses are something that I do towards the end, but he does them at the very, very beginning of his warm-up. So the goalkeeper coach is providing a little bit of competition in the box. He comes, he takes the cross, and then, as I say, he's very calm, very relaxed, and he uses the opportunity to warm up a little bit of his distribution as well. So as he's delivering the ball back to the crosser, he's using his right foot, his left foot, a side volley, just distributing it back out to the wing and then getting ready to take another cross. That pass, not quite accurate, but this is something you'll notice with these warm-ups and why it's important to watch the pros when they play, when they warm up. They don't get everything right. They're not perfect. They make little mistakes, and that's important for all goalkeepers to see. Just because the warm-up isn't absolutely perfect doesn't mean that you're going to have a bad game. I actually thought Onana had a great game in the derby against Man City, made some brilliant saves. But yeah, focusing on the timing, taking the cross, focusing on his technique, and then using the opportunity to hit his distribution as well. The crosses started to move further back, so they started quite wide, and then they started to move back as if it was a wide free kick or a cross from a fullback, and he was taking crosses from both sides. So one side was a goalkeeper coach, the other side was Tom Heaton. After the crosses, he moved into some close range angled strikes, again taking time between reps. But the goalkeeper coach was hitting the ball quite hard from quite a short distance on the angle, and he was making sure that he was set, and they also incorporated some 1v1 technique in that as well. So 2 strikes on the angle and then going into a close range 1v1 just to practice his spread shape and hitting the ball on a 1v1. As you can see, like I said, very, very calm in between reps, taking time to have a drink, taking time to talk to fans, taking time to move around with his chest out, with his head up. A lot of the warm-up is about getting yourself mentally in the right place as well as physically and technically. And you can see that he took a lot of time to make sure that mentally he was feeling confident and feeling focused. So again, still some strikes on the angle and then the 1v1 rep as well. After those angled strikes, he went into some dips from the edge of the box. So the goalkeeper coach is focusing on serving the ball so that it bounces in front of Onana and he can get used to the speed of the bounce and using that pick-up technique, either dropping a knee or keeping the legs wide and scooping the ball, but focusing on those reps. And as you see, taking time in between each rep, not rushing things, making sure that he's focusing on the pick-up and getting down low. Again, doesn't always go right. Some shots go in, even in the warm-up, but you let them go, move on to the next one. You can see from his starting position, he has quite a wide stance. That's one of the ways that he likes to play. He has a lot of movement before the strike as well, but that's what he uses in order to make up that ground. This was something I found interesting too. Onana actually changed gloves during the warm-up. Again, not sure why, not sure what he thought, but obviously something in his head felt, I want a different pair, so he sent in a goalie coach to bring out his other pair of goalie gloves in the warm-up. Now, two things you can pick up from this. Again, if things happen or things change, don't panic, just reset. Go and get your other gloves if you're not feeling the gloves that you're wearing at the moment, and also being prepared by bringing other gloves. That's something that he's not had to worry about, obviously with his sponsor, but having lots of gloves there that he can change if he needs to. But being confident enough to change and not panic is a sign of a pro. Back onto the angles, but this time a little bit more pace and a half volley strike. So the goalkeeper, a little bit further back, the goalkeeper coach hitting the half volley, different types of service for Onana to either save down low or save into his body. The goalkeeper coach then continued to move around the box and change the angles of those strikes. Mixing it up with dippers, half volleys, different types of service for Onana to get used to those different strikes. But as you can see, very loose in his set position, wide stance, has a little bit of a dip as well before the strike, but all of this is his own technique of dealing with shots. Every goalkeeper is different, not every warm-up is going to look the same, but this is what he does to make himself feel ready to perform. But that bounce, that swagger was something that I noticed from watching him and something that he obviously finds important to get into his warm-up. This clip, I've slowed it right down so that you can look at his set position. Very, very close range volleys with power. As you can see, very wide set position. Not for everybody. Some people prefer to be narrow, but works for him. He also brings his arms out often too, but trying to feel very strong in that set position. And, as I said before, if he makes mistakes, if he drops the ball, doesn't bother him, on to the next rep. It's all about getting in the flow and getting in the feel during the warm-up. This one, again, close range volleys, but almost a reaction save, so just palming it away. He's not looking to catch, he's just trying to make sure that he can get his hand to it and push it out of the danger zone. Think of a close range volley or a header in the moment, in your bubble, you're just trying to react and push it away. He then moved on to some more shots, but this time all the goalkeepers were involved. So 2 goalkeeper coaches and the 2 sub goalies as well, all 4 of them taking shots from different angles. Changing his set position depending on where the ball is, getting used to the different flights, different types of strikes, dippers, strikes off the floor. But again, very calm, very loose. That's obviously the way he likes to play. Absolute screamer from Tom Heaton into the top corner. But again, look at this interaction between them. Tom Heaton apologises, but Onana saying, don't matter, I'm not bothered, it's fine, that's good. He wants to test himself, he wants to push himself even in the warm-up, and if it goes wrong or it goes in, he's not worried. To be fair, when Tom Heaton hits that second one into the bottom corner, I'm sure he probably got a little bit annoyed, but again, taking it calm, taking it nice and easy. But again, this is personal preference. He likes to be laid back. He likes to be very calm. For my warm-up, I work with a little bit more intensity. I like to feel a bit of a sweat. I like to get my heart rate up a little bit. I like to kind of be quite intense in my warm-up, but that's just what I prefer. Every goalkeeper is different. Finally, as the team go into some shooting in the goal with the other goalies, Onana does a last little bit of distribution practice. So he receives a back pass from the goalkeeper coach, and then he's using both feet to pick out, I think it's Reguilón, just with some longer passes. So he's using one of the substitutes further down the pitch with both feet, trying to hit them with different passing techniques. Clipped passes, driven passes, first time passes, using his left foot, his right foot. Again, not every rep is perfect. It's important to see that. Even the top pros don't get every rep right, but they're nice and calm with it. He then moved on to some side volleys. Same concept, receiving the ball but a little bit higher up from the goalkeeper coach, taking the catch, and then picking out Reguilón with that side volley. This one was interesting. So this was something that I actually saw in the game when they started playing. So one of the tactics of Onana was to try and hit Højlund on the chest when City were pressing high. So they weren't able to play out from the back, but Højlund, being a bigger target player up front, he was trying to hit him on the chest. So in this drill, he was practicing that with Reguilón. He was asking him to come a little bit shorter, about the halfway line, and then he was trying to drive it in so that he could hold it up and then set it off. So that's something that he was looking to practice before going into the game. He's then moving Reguilón around to get different angles and to practice different directions of those passes as well. But that was it for his warm-up. And then a little bit of a chat with the goalkeeper coach, going through some last details before heading in. And that's it. Warm-up done and ready for the derby. But as you can see, very calm, very laid back, very chilled. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between warming up for a game on the park or warming up for the Manchester derby. That's just his technique and what he likes to do. But that was Andre Onana's warm-up before the Manchester derby, and as you can see, he was ready to go. But I hope you guys learned something from it. Hope it helped you out, and hopefully you can maybe take some of that or some lessons from that and incorporate it into your own warm-up. But if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, helps us out loads. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, keep chasing improvement, and I'll speak to you in a bit.